Thinking of managing an Airbnb apartment here in Dubai completely remotely? It is absolutely possible. With the right tools, the right systems and the right strategy, you can manage everything remotely from home. Wherever you are in the world, it doesn't mean you have to be here in Dubai. From the guest communication to pricing, to cleaning, to coordination and also the key handover. No matter where you live, you can run your Airbnb like a pro, even in the most competitive and fast growing markets like here in Dubai. I'm Michael, I live here in Dubai since 3 years and I'm managing right now 15 plus units, all to co-hosting and here in Dubai. And to be honest, when I started, it was very important to do it remotely because I travel around the world and I don't always want to be here in Dubai. Especially the hotter months here in Dubai, I want to travel to Europe and still making money with my Airbnb. So this is not a bullshit guide. This is a step-by-step guide how I did and how you can do the same. You have two different opportunities to start Airbnb here in Dubai. Whether you want to do subleasing or co-hosting. With subleasing, you have to pay for the furniture, pay for the rents 12 months in advance in Dubai, pay for the deposits and also a company. With co-hosting, you have none of this. You can start right now making money from day one without spending any of your savings. You just help existing Airbnb hosts to manage and optimize their listings and get, for example, a 20% revenue share. So I would recommend to you to start with Airbnb co-hosting before. If you want to know how Airbnb co-hosting works, just watch my free training down below. So let's dive in. Before to jump into the ways how you can operate your business from remote, let's quickly address the most common concerns you may have before you start your Airbnb business. How to find a reliable cleaner you can trust, how do you manage a key handover for check-in and check-out, what if something goes broken in your apartment and has to be fixed right now, and how can you manage your property from distance. Should you hire a virtual assistant and when is the best time to hire one, and do you need any expensive tool to help you to manage. What if guests throw a party and damage something, and how do you make sure you're going to be profitable with your business from day one. And most importantly, do you always have to stay in contact with the guests, replying to the messages 24/7, or can you just outsource some work? So let's get into one by one. The cleaner is the most important person in your Airbnb business because your Airbnb business grows or falls with the cleaners. If the cleaner is doing a good job, you get good reviews, you get more bookings and more money. If the cleaner does a bad job, you get bad reviews and you get no bookings. It's simple as that, so always make sure the cleaner is the most reliable person in your business. You can hire a personal cleaner or reach out to cleaning companies and they do the work for you. And the best thing is you can also automate everything. The cleaner gets access to your calendar, he sees when the guest checks out, then he comes to your apartment, cleans the apartment, prepares it for the next guest, and that's it. Everything automated without you putting your shoes inside the business. I would recommend you to join some groups, a network, or just simple ask me and I will give you some recommendations if you want to hire a cleaning company. Now the key handover is most of the critical parts in your Airbnb business. Imagine a guest wants to check in and he's not able to check in your property. Outside of the property, he will get very annoyed and he will probably give you a bad review. So make always sure the key handover, the check in and check out is everything automated and working. You don't want any bad reviews for your property just because of the handover. So I would recommend you to install a digital logbox. With this, after every booking, the guest receives a unique code directly from Airbnb. The code he can use to enter the apartment and use the code for his day, to open the door, to close the door whenever he wants to stay in the apartment or leaves the apartment. After every checkout, the code becomes invalid. That means a new guest will get a new unique code. You can also set some separate codes for your cleaners and also for your handyman if there's something you need to fix in your apartment. Here in Dubai, you can use OGI smart locks. They're around $200 and this helps you to automate your Airbnb business from everywhere. So you can control everything from your phone and you don't have to be there in person for check-in and check-out. This way you're always safe, get good reviews and your business is scalable without needing to hire people to manage a check-in or check-out. Now let's talk if something goes wrong. Like if something was damaged, it's not working anymore and has to be fixed right now or before the new guest arrives. For this, you use a handyman. The handyman is your second hand. That means whenever something goes wrong, he will get access to apartment, fix the issue and tells you what he has fixed so you can lie down and relax. Over time, things will go wrong. And the last thing you want to do is to drive to the property and fix the issue. Because you're not the expert and you don't want to spend any time fixing the issue. You would rather spending the time to operate the business. Also make sure to display the number of your handyman inside the property so the guests will always have someone to call in an emergency case. By this, you will have less stress and more time for you. The next one is the most time-consuming part, the guest communication. Once a guest books the apartment, he wants to know more about the apartment, the address, how to enter the apartment, and everything. Also, you will see he wants you to recommend some things to do, for example, here in Dubai. Now, most of the guest communications you can automate with guest messaging tools. Anything above the standard guest messaging you can outsource to some virtual assistants. For example, I use virtual assistants in Pakistan, in India, or in the Philippines. They do the communication if the guest needs some special help, like he's not finding the switch on button, or he wants to know some additional things inside the property or outside the property. For the standard guest messaging, I use Hospitable. They create messages for each step the guests are inside now. Before the booking, when he arrives at the property, during his stays, before checkout, and after checkout to leave a review. So you can managing everything from outside. You get fast responses, happier guests, better reviews, and more bookings. Next one is the pricing strategy. Most hosts don't even know they can automate the pricing as well. Especially if you want to scale to 3, 5, 4 apartments, you need some pricing tools. You cannot do everything manually. And also, if there's some event you don't even notice, technology automatically recognize there's something going on in the city, so they will increase the nightly price. And this in real time. Without you putting any finger on the platform, they will do everything for you. They will compare to everything, and the technology makes the pricing for you. So you always get the best rates, the best prices, and you don't have to involved into pricing and spend your time. Especially here in Dubai in the high season, December, March, or some export events, you always want to have some pricing tools. Now the next one is the insurance. If something goes wrong, and there will be some time, if something goes wrong and broken, you will need to have insurance. Of course, you have air covered insurance from Airbnb, which handles most of the small damages, but to be honest, that's not enough. If something more serious got broken, you always want to have additional insurance to handle everything for you. Think it as an investment and not a cost. You will save so much time, it's less stress for you, and if something goes wrong, you always back up with some insurance. So these are the most important points if you want to manage your Airbnb property from remote. It doesn't mean you have to be in Dubai, you can do it from everywhere in the world. Just make sure you set up everything, the tools, the messaging, the cleaning, the pricing. With this, you have always the best quality and get the best bookings and also the best reviews. Now, if you want to know more about Airbnb hosting, the risk-free way to start Airbnb in 2025, especially here in Dubai, with lots of opportunities, check out the free training down below. In 10 minutes, you will learn how I started and how you can do the same. See you in the next one.